Hello, beautiful people. How y'all doing out there today? It is Friday, a great day to be alive. I tell God, thank you for the good things that He has done. I'm driving, y'all, so I'm going to make this quick. I just want to get on and talk to you all, encourage somebody about having boundaries. When are we going to start having boundaries? When are we going to start having boundaries? When we going to start understanding that some things are just unacceptable? Some things you just don't do. Some things you just don't do. When are we going to take accountability for the things that we do? It's easy to blame somebody else for everything that happens to us. When are we going to start taking responsibility for everything that we've done? I want to come on and encourage somebody. We got to start setting standards for ourselves. We got to start setting standards for ourselves, whether it's in anything that we do. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, it's children, you got to take accountability. We can always point the fingers at what everybody else is doing to us. What about what we do to people? Or what about what we have done? It's just something. I was just looking down my timeline and I see a lot of things that, we think it's okay for us to do and say, certain things. And it's a such thing as upholding something and a such thing as not having anything to do with it. Now, I'm going to break them down to you. Okay? Because somebody got it confused. Okay? When we going to start taking accountability for some things you just don't do? Some places you should not go. Some people you just should not see. That's just all to it. Now, I'm not getting on here saying that I do everything right, because God knows I don't. And I haven't. And I'm going to tell you my testimony a little bit. So you won't think I'm attacking you. We got to take accountability for what we do, how we handle things, because this life is going to be the same until we make a change. We talk about these jobs and different things. Some things you just can't do. They even mention a lot of things in the Bible that was unaccepted that they did. I'm going to give you a prime example. David. He sent his men out. He sent one of his men out in the battle to fight. But he was fighting for us, for our freedom. And what David did, David went and slept with his wife and impregnated his wife. Some things you just don't do. I don't care how it look. Some things you just don't do, and you're going to be accountable for it. It may not happen now, but it's going to happen. And I hear people say, what goes around comes around. All of that's true. But it's funny how things can happen with other folks, and you remember so vividly. But when it comes to your door, you don't remember anything. We got to stop pushing the blame on other folks. Okay, my testimony. It's no secret. Everybody knew when I got with my husband, he had somebody. We already know that. But what we have to start doing is taking accountable for what we've done. Go back and fix what we've done. And make it right. Long as we made it right with God. And if the person don't let us make it right with them, that's okay. But long as we did what we were supposed to do. And it's forgiven. It's forgiven no matter what nobody say. How much they bring it up, how much they keep talking about it, it don't matter. Now, I had to suffer. I lost 5 babies behind my arrow. I lost 5 babies behind my arrow. Something I wanted to do and choose to do. And it wasn't of God. I didn't know the Lord like I know the Lord now. So I had to pay for my mistake. I had to pay for that. But once I went to the person and apologized, and once I went to God and apologized, things started moving in the right direction. Things started happening. Doors started opening. Windows started opening, pouring me out a blessing that I didn't have room enough to receive. And God restored my body and gave me a baby. So see, God will give you the desires of your heart if you only ask for it and do the right thing. But we got to take accountability. Some things we just can't do. You can't possibly think that I can marry my cousin, my husband's cousin, and think that's okay. Where's the dignity in that? Where's the respect in that? Some things we just don't do. And that has anything to do with being a woman or a man. You just got to have some more morally and respect for yourself than that. And spiritually. We just can't do all kind of things. If you in the ministry, you can't go all kind of places. You can't be with all kind of people. You just can't do certain things. When you gonna know your limitations? There's a limit to some things you just don't do. I can't marry my brother-in-law or my brother. Some things you just don't do. So I just wanted to lay that out there to somebody. David had to pay. I had to pay. You're going to have to pay if you do some things that's an error. But if you go to God and ask God for forgiveness, He will forgive you. And you got a clean slate. You got a clean slate all over again. But stop thinking that we can do what we want to do to folks and everything's okay. And then when them tables turn and it's done back to us, you know, we want this pity party. You know, now, yes, why me? Why me? Why not you? Did you think about the person you hurt when you did it? That's what I don't understand. And this thing about, you know, it's not, some things people can get in and some things they can't. Now, if you know something is morally wrong, it's not your place to tell them. You pray about it. Now, if it's somebody you can go and talk to and tell them, that's wonderful. That's great. That's a blessing. But when you in the ministry, you have to know how to handle certain things. You have to use kid gloves with certain situations. And some things are just morally not your business. But I'm telling you, people of God, have dignity for yourself. Have respect for yourself. Trust God in everything that we do. There's no mistake that God won't fix or error. Because God can change every bad situation around the good for the better. So don't look at every situation as bad. But what I'm saying is, if you have done something in error, ask God for forgiveness and fix it. Fix it. We got to stop just settling for anything, putting up with anything, just doing anything we big and bad enough to do without consulting God. Just doing what we want to do. Then when things hit the fan, a destruction come, then we want God to be merciful to us, which he is a merciful God. But God told you, didn't I told you not to do that? But you did what you wanted to do. And there's consequences behind everything we do. There is consequences behind everything that we do. I'm living proof. So I just want to encourage somebody, take accountability. Stop doing any and everything that you think is you bad enough to do. Have self-respect, moral respect, spiritual respect for yourself. Think about your children. Think about your family, the people you hurting around you, who embarrassed. It doesn't look good, sis. Bruh, it don't look good to go with your sister, go with your wife's sister. You don't do things like that. And it's not going to be blessed. You don't grab nobody else's husband and think it's okay. Because it's okay now, but it'll be some problems later. I promise you. But God can fix it. And you can get through it. But don't think you ain't going to have no error in it. Because that's the kind of God we serve. He don't punish, just give you a little bit to show you where you was wrong at. And then he'll pick you back up and get you back together. So, you don't have to self-destruct. But a lot of us do that to ourselves. And then you have to hit rock bottom before you seek the Lord. And I mean that. That's what it takes for some of us to get right. Then that's what we have to do. That's what the Lord will let happen. Because the Lord let everything happen. He lets things happen to get our attention. But we got to realize when he gets our attention, we take responsibility for it. When I lost my babies, I made every excuse in the world. Why this happened? Why that happened? I didn't eat right. I didn't do this right. I didn't do that right. It was God's doing. He didn't want to hurt me, but he wanted to teach me a lesson. You thought you was right. But you was wrong in every area. But I'm going to forgive you. But this is what I want you to do. This, and this. And you have to be obedient to the word of God. And do what God said. So I just want to share that with somebody on this morning. Because for some reason, we just doing whatever we want to do. Just for show or fashion, thinking it's cute. It's cute at the time while we doing it. But when destruction comes, when hell comes, nobody gonna be there with you when you crying. When you going through, and you stress, and you got that heavy load on you, you gonna be home by yourself. You and God. So let's take accountability for what we do. Start having some shame. A person ain't got no shame, that's a dangerous person. That means they ain't got no shame for you. They ain't got no shame for themselves, and they definitely don't have enough for God. So open our eyes and see what the enemy is doing. Open our eyes and see how the devil is using us. The devil is making a fool out of us. Every day. Every day, people. So we got to just, stop doing anything and everything. Thinking it's cute. Some people just want to be with somebody. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But don't think it's going to be blessed. Don't think it's going to be blessed. Because trouble is coming. May not come now, but it's coming. And I ain't saying you can't get through it, because you can. But just think about what you're doing before you do it. Consult with God before you do what you do. Because your life depends on it. Your children's life depends on it. Your mother, your father, your family life depends on it. And God gonna get the last say. I'm gonna tell you that right now. God is gonna get the last say. You're gonna either come to him willingly, or you're gonna come to him a bed of affliction. But you coming when hell break loose. So I just want to leave with somebody on this morning. Take accountability. Set boundaries for yourself. If you haven't been setting boundaries for yourself, start doing it now. Set some boundaries. Some things you cannot do. Some places you cannot go. Some people you just can't be with or see. I'm sorry, you just can't. If you don't believe me, try it. If you don't believe me, you do it. That's all you got to do. Don't take my word for it, because I ain't nothing but a natural person. But you do it. That's what you do. And stop getting upset with other people because they won't react because how you want them to react. There's only one God. Stop getting upset with folks because they won't do what you want them to do when you want them to do it. They don't owe you anything. All they owe everything to God. You can't make people do nothing that they don't want to do. God gave us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to know the difference. But we choose to do what we want to do when we want to do it, because that's our human nature. But just know, when you do that, that there's going to be a consequence. Just that's all I want you to know. Just look for it. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. This is a beautiful Friday. It was cold earlier, nice, warm. This weather don't know what it want to do. My voice go in, come out. I tell you, Lord, I got to stay prayed up. I need you every day, every hour. Jesus. But I just want to encourage somebody. And this is about everything. You know, you are all showing everything on Facebook and doing all these things and showing your breasts and private areas and all these kind of things. You know, because you in the church and you holy and all that there. But some things you don't do if you ain't in the church and you ain't holy. You don't show your private area and your goods. Who gonna marry you? Tell me that. Who gonna marry you and you done showed the nation all your body? Boundaries. Set boundaries. All of us have boundaries. None of us exempt. Boundaries. You go in your church, you can't go in your church and have all your titties and breasts and everything out and booty out and all these things. But then you being sexy. Ain't nothing wrong with being sexy. You can be sexy and saved. I do it, trust me. But it's a such thing as self-respect and boundaries and dignity. You don't have all of that out. It's disrespectful to the leader. Set some boundaries for yourself. If you ain't gonna set them for yourself, set them for God. Because that's who we represent. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed Friday. Matter of fact, have a great weekend. Because I'm going to have a full weekend. And I plan on it being blessed. And I plan on enjoying and have fun. You can still have fun and keep your dignity. You can still have a wonderful time and know how to be respectful in all things. So I just want to leave that with somebody who looking for God to bless you. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. All right, I love y'all. This is Sweetie. Have a great day.